In an expanding Europe, Roma are now one of the largest minority groups and the fastest growing. In Hungary, one of the European Union's newest members, Roma make up 6% of the population. The country has produced the first Roma member of the European Parliament, 30-year-old Livia Jaroka. She is one of the new generation of leaders.
Now there is a Roma person in the parliament, so there is, of course, a great push. And also because it's much easier now to locate all the energies of the different civil rights organizations that are working on Roma issues in Europe into this one building, basically into my office. We have, in a way, political power. Roma have a voice now in the parliament. So I rather see this period of Roma history as a time of opportunities.
In 2003, leaders from 8 Central and Eastern European countries, with support from international donors, acknowledged they must recognize Romani people as equal citizens of their countries. They declared a decade of Roma inclusion. But translating promises into practical solutions for ordinary Roma who have never heard of the decade, needs long-term financial commitments.
I have 58 years now.
Veteran activist Nikolai Gheorghe says governments need to change their attitude and realize they are the ones responsible for improving conditions.
The Roma are, first of all, the citizens of the states in which they live. It's an obligation of states to deal with that. And outside, the support coming from outside is rather to build capacity of the state's institutions.
There are a lot of problems. We can't solve them with a magic wand. To find a solution, we need the support of the Romani people. We must try to open up this community, and we must work within the Roma society. If partners and organizations cooperate, the results will be better at a national level.
But the Roma's problems aren't just national. Stanisław Stankiewicz believes change has to happen not just inside countries, but across borders.
Roma in the globalization process are at the forefront as a European nation, because we know how to live within other cultures and among other nations. Why? Because we don't have a problem with religions and cultures. We've learned this, but there is a problem. There is no acceptance of us as Roma as a nation. We don't have a state. We are a transnational nation. We are something new in the globalization process. This novel concept should be accepted by politicians.
Roma make up nearly 1/10 of the populations of Romania and Bulgaria, and both countries hope to join the European Union in 2007. But becoming a member state means they have to agree to EU regulations guaranteeing equal treatment for all their citizens in education, employment, housing and health. But how much clout does the EU really have?
Most policies are still governed by nation states, so they cannot be directed by the European Union. What we can do within the EU is coordinate them and present examples of good practice, as well as use the anti-discriminatory policies, and I will apply them very consistently whenever necessary.
The monitoring is something that cannot be done by the national governments, and they don't really let unfortunately the Roma institutions or the Roma civil rights organizations to take responsibility in monitoring. So as far as I see now, is definitely the Commission who will have to take on this role.
The Roma media play a unique part in this process, representing their community's views, reflecting their culture, and showing the benefits of being part of what they call the Gadje or non-Roma society. In Bulgaria, TV Roma's director Petar Stefanov says the media are the eyes and ears of local Romani communities.
We are unemployed and we get 36 leva a month. How can we pay electricity, water, How can we feed and dress our kids so that they can go to school? I would like to ask these gentlemen in the government, how would they do that?
As you know, we will be entering Europe. Do you know about this? Are you ready to enter Europe?
No, we are not ready to enter Europe. In our settlement, we live in misery. The authorities should understand this is the worst place among Roma here.
Integration is a very long process that has to be made on both sides. From one side, the Romani community, and from the other, the mainstream society. Both sides have to be prepared to work together. My opinion is that there is a barrier that divides both sides, Bulgarians and Roma living in Bulgaria. This means the majority and the minority. So there is this barrier, and we have to build cultural bridges to cross it so that people can understand each other better.